This is how you fix your life. Have you ever wondered why you keep failing? Because you keep quitting. No matter how much you've tried, you never seem to get it right because your fundamental steps are wrong. You keep tending to the symptoms rather than the root cause. That is why in this video, I will take you through the 7 fundamental steps to resolving whatever has been plaguing you or your life and how to finally get rid of it. Is it earning more that you want, losing weight, or succeeding at a goal? Why am I so confident that I can help you? Because I've tried it on myself. Earned a doctorate degree at 22. Tried it on my best friend and it worked. By the way, these steps were coined from my therapist. And finally, if I may add, these are a system that come from a combination of researching great minds in philosophy like Carl Jung, psychology like Jordan Peterson before he lost his way, and Robert Greene in human nature. Heck, I mine resources from anywhere as long as they lead me to a solution. After all, as an INFJ, I will always be solution-based. Simmer down. This is a prolonged intro because after all, this is a deep dive to fixing your life. Suffice to say, as a research officer, mining, harvesting, and distilling information from varied data sets to come towards a solution is my specialty. Hope these 7 guiding principles can help improve your life. I'm Dr. Princess, PharmD. New videos Thursday and Sundays in May. Let's get into it. Number 1 is realize no one is coming. To truly change the trajectory of your life, you must make a conscious decision to do so. Means you have to get into the driver's seat and take charge of your life. No more blaming of others, systems, or outsourcing your problem to others. As humans, it's easy to outsource the culpability. I know I've been there. If you want to stop being a loser, a whiner, the girl who always starts but never finishes, you must develop the mentality of I am the captain of my ship and the master of my fate. In today's world, we've all become too soft, including myself. We're easy to throw in the towel, blame others, and spiral at the slightest comment that we don't like. As Black, African, and ethnic women, it's easy to look to systems, cultural climates, racism, income inequality, and being a woman as to the reason why we can't ascend to the highest levels of our wildest dreams. Rightfully so, because these perceived impediments are real as day. If you think I'm kidding, watch the video. Are you tired of being nice to see my encounter at Equinox? But truly, if you want to succeed, you must come at a point where you decide, will I continue playing the victim or transform to a victor? The clock of aging is ticking, and there are no excuses for success, nor are there alibis for failures. To elevate any facet of your life, physically or mentally, you must take accountability of it with the mindset that no matter the impediments, I will always succeed. And how can one begin to ignite ownership over their lives? One is having a vision statement of your goal. I mean, companies have one, you should probably do. And writing it down helps ground it. The second is incorporating SMART goals into the execution of your plan, which we'll discuss on the 4th step, how to utilize them. To get this channel to currently 30 subscribers as we're filming, it took discipline and ownership of scripting and posting consistently. After 13 years of being on YouTube, quitting and starting multiple channels, I finally realized that consistency is the only answer. It meant that I had to stop blaming, making excuses of it being too much work, not having time, or the algorithm being wacky. You just have to put in the work and the results will follow. You watching this video is a testament that it works. It applies the same for your own goals. Number 2 is you need to seek out specialized help. Do something different. Get outside help to get a purview of what hasn't been working, especially if you've been failing at it. A wise man once said that madness is doing the same things over and over again with the expectations that the results will be different. This is where a therapist comes in, a professional, a business coach, or weight loss specialist, a connoisseur in whatever you're seeking to achieve. Because why tinker around when you can get a cheat code to whatever you want? I am a huge proponent of psychological help, getting a therapist, cognitive behavioral therapy, because it has truly changed my life. The skills that I've learned will forever be imbibed in me in solving problems, something that pharmacological therapy alone would never succeed on doing. As a PharmD, I support pharmacological agents if that works for you and if that's what your doctor says. Now, back to you. If you have something that you want to accomplish that you've been at for a while and it hasn't been working, or you've been inconsistent at, perhaps it's time you found someone who's done that thing before, like say a mentor. And here are the benefits of having an expert in the field of what you are doing. Number one, it's faster results and efficiency. An expert helps speeds up the process, eliminates learning curves, and shortens the trials and errors. Number two is mitigated risks. They've been there, they've done that, and they help you avoid pitfalls that will save you time. Number three is access to specialized knowledge and tools. A therapist has gone through years of didactic and experiential training. They will provide you with tools that a YouTuber or self-help book can never do. By the way, you should watch me because these steps are from my therapist. High quality strategy. They allow for a better decision making, resulting in higher quality results. And finally, having someone in your corner, an expert to give support and guidance in moments you need advice and reassurance, it's immeasurable. This is why you must get an expert within your field. Want to lose weight? Seek out a personal trainer. Thrive in a specialized field of business? Find someone who's already done that. Looking to maintain and stabilize your wellness? Hire a therapist. You can't continue DIYing your way through these problems. They're not working. That's why you're here. Get help. By the way, book one-on-one sessions with me, link below. Number three is audit your life. A little introspection never hurt anyone. As you receive these support from trusted advisors, you must simultaneously audit your life and introspect. An unexamined life isn't a life worth living, says Socrates. Review past conducts. Figure out what the you've been doing that has been causing you to repeat the cycle. If you've lived for at least 25 years, you have enough data in your experiences to identify what's not working, because they always leave patterns. For me, cannabis was my pattern. For a decade, I consumed it. Do you know what the results were? Procrastination, self-consciousness, lack of motivation, laziness. I mean, suffice to say, I had no other option than to quit it. What has worked in your life? Because those leave clues too. What are the things that you have done that has led to some form of success? Because humans are either driven by rewards or punishments. Let's break it down. Earning a doctorate at 22 is a momentous achievement. How come I wasn't able to apply the same mindset in maintaining a channel for the last 13 years? Why was I able to do that? Because I function on a consequence basis. Facts is fact. Had I dropped out of college, my parents would have killed me. And there were also checkpoints in place to help me stick to them. And this is where we're going to discuss the importance of auditing yourself. A college education has deadlines. There are times to take exams, whether I'm ready or not, I have to be ready for them. So this causes me to study. As you can see, my personality is driven by consequences. What is your personality driven by? Consequences or rewards? My accountability buddy is the complete opposite. She functions on a reward basis. For me, if I fail to meet the deadline each week for this YouTube channel, I pay her a certain money. For her, she deposits money into the escrow, and each time she meets the deadline, I give her the money back. Totally doesn't make sense to me, but to each their own. Review your life. Figure out the habits that have been screwing you over and quit them. Find out what motivates or scares you. Leverage them into rewarding or punishing you into sticking to your goals. In order for the next step to work, systems of actions, you must have mitigations in place to ensure that your past mistakes doesn't raise ugly head and push you off the bandwagon. That is why incorporating rewards and punishments through the introspection and audit of your life is necessary. You must audit your life. Number four is have a systemized action plan. Next step on your journey is to create a system to execute and reach your goals. We have identified your quirks, detractors, motivators. Now it's time to incorporate it into your SMART goals. A SMART goal is a structured framework for setting and meeting goals. They are specified, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Specified means they're clearly defined goals. The who, the what, the where, the when, and the why. For instance, I want this channel monetized by the end of June. Therefore, between April and June, 20 videos are to be created. After all, there is no such thing as something for nothing. Success has its price. April, 4 videos. May, 2 videos a week. June, 3 videos a week. Measurable means a criteria for measuring progress, hence the tiered videos that I make every week. They must be realistic and achievable based on your resources, time, and skills. Don't go be shooting for the stars when you don't have the resources for it. I'm all about positive thinking and boundless thinking, but we must use some common sense in these things. Relevant means that your goals must align with your overall long-term vision of your life. For instance, as someone who's a student and a teacher of personal development, it is plausible monetizing this channel, which is in line with personal development, as part of my SMART goal. Finally, time bound. Every goal must have an end date, otherwise we're just wishful thinking. The rationale for SMART goals are also evidence-based. Scientific research in neuroscience and psychology found that having a systemized action plan is far more superior than just setting a goal. Goals dictate directions, organized planning directs progress, reduces cognitive overload, automates action, fosters motivation through dopamine feedback. Cognitive overload is avoided because you don't have to think of your next action when you have a system of actions. For instance, I wake up every morning knowing that from 6:30 to 8 a.m. before my day job, my goal is to work on this channel. That is the power of having a routine, which we will discuss on the next step. Because having a SMART goal is wonderful, but without a routine, it's merely just wishful thinking. This is where routines come into play. And now we move on to step number 5. You must have a routine tied into your success plan. You're here because your routines haven't been working, you haven't stuck to them, or even worse, never had one. Void of routines is akin to a flash in a pan, a try hard, always being busy but never having anything to show for it. An upswing of action with a quick descension because you don't have a guiding principle on what to do and where. You're tired of it, I know, because I have been in your shoes before, and this is where we're going to discuss the psychological and scientific benefits of having a routine. Number 1 is it reduces the decision fatigue. You don't have to wake up thinking of what to do because you already know what to do. It lowers stress and anxiety because you have predictable sets of actions each day. And finally, it improves mental health as it relates to sleep because, note this, when you have unresolved tasks that are tied to something important to you, your brain stays alert, hence you're tossing and turning all through the night because your brain's like, you have something to do, you moron, and you're not doing it. Bringing a routine into my life has helped me tremendously in these 3 aspects. Prior to routines, I was confused on what to do when I woke up, but now every morning I wake up, I know this is me, this is my job. 90 minutes of working on this channel. I've also systemized other aspects of my life, like gym time, what days to work from home, and what days to socialize. At the end of the day, you need a balanced life, right? Have fun and also work hard at the same time. Is it a weight loss that you need to do? A book that you need to write? A business idea you need to execute? You need to ABCD your life into achieving them. And this is a method developed by Brian Tracy, the motivational speaker. It essentially means figuring out minimum required action to produce the largest form of results towards what you want to accomplish and performing that task at your high peak hour each day. So mine is early in the morning when my brain is still alert. So let's say, for instance, you, an entrepreneur who wants to create an app to buy shoes. Your minimum action to produce the maximum result is to create a prototype of that app, not worrying about your logo. Because until you create a minimal viable product that you can take to your clients, customers, and investors to see if it's even viable, you're wasting your time. That is the ABCDE way of figuring out how to carry out things in your life. Oftentimes, in the fear of execution, we work on peripheral things that don't matter. It's like researching several hours a day on how to lose weight, comparing different programs from another, instead of just picking one and going to the gym to see if it actually works. Chances are it probably would. Whatever you need to accomplish in life, you need a routine to do so, as routines provide structure in execution and attainment of any desire. Number 6 is you need a family of support. Having a community of friends, mentors, trusted confidants throughout the journey of achieving a goal, it's very transformative because it transforms an otherwise solitary, daunting experience to a supportive journey. The mentor gives you guidance and experience and the big picture because they've done that. The friend is there to cheer you up and celebrate your wins with you. The confidant, which is slightly different from the friend, is a safe space for you to share your insecurities and challenges, knowing that it's safe to do so. And finally, the peer group is akin to an accountability buddy, someone who's on the similar goal trajectory as you, who can relate to the daily struggles of attaining that thing you are working on. These network of people provide essential financial, emotional backing, accountability, and diverse perspectives, which increase your likelihood of success and keeps motivation alive. For the better part of my mid to late 20s, I was of the huge believer that solitary prowess and figuring it out on my own is the biggest flex. But I couldn't be any more far from the truth, because it takes a village. And at the nexium of every civilization and species is a community. It took me 27 years to fathom of the idea that I need a therapist, because in my erotic, archaic Nigerian African mind, seeking a therapist means showing weakness and admitting that I couldn't fix it on my own. 3 years into therapy and an immersion of myself into varied communities like friendships and becoming more vulnerable, I can tell you honestly that has been the most transformative thing ever. We are not meant to be alone, even though the current world makes it seem so. Money is good, but it's the experiences and the people that make life worth living. Opening up to close friends, seeking professional care, building a community of diverse support groups and activities has been the most grounding and confident giving thing to me, because I can move through the world now knowing that I'm not alone, that there's always someone I can reach out to share my worries with. There are people who care about me and want to see me win and will come running when I cry. Now tell me that's not the most beautiful thing ever. It is. That is the power of having a family behind you. Last but not the least is you need patience, faith, and resilience. Patience in the sense that it takes time for things to work. Faith in the fact that your hard work will pay off. And finally, resilience is knowing that the only way you lose is when you quit. And we don't do that here. Doesn't matter how much you've fallen, you just need to get back up. There's this quote I have in my laptop that I'm going to share with you. It says, "Success is getting up just one more time, then you have fallen down." The same applies to fixing your life or attaining anything you desire in life. You just have to put the time. Know that you're going to fall, that sometimes you're going to quit, question even if it's possible or you're on the right path, but as long as you get up, you will always reach success. I hope you don't quit, and watching this video finally helps fix your life or attain the things you've desired for a long time. If you need a cheat code to apply the concepts we have described today, fill the form below and I'll send it to you. Book one-on-one sessions with me, link below, and click this video. Anxiety advice from a fellow sufferer and life-changing hacks to manage anxiety. I'm Dr. Princess. I'll see you Thursdays and Sundays in the month of May.